it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and I am back with a process video for the April challenge over at Challenge Yourself. So as always, the whole goal of this challenge blog is to make sure you're using a photo of yourself on the layout. So that's kind of the easy part, I think. And then you have to incorporate the challenge theme. So for this month, it's alphabet soup, and that means you have to pick a letter from the alphabet and then use items on your layout that start with that letter. Now, I tried to only use items that started with my chosen letter, which was the letter T, and I did struggle a little bit with that until I finally kind of let go of that idea and said, you know what, I'm going to use elements that start with the letter T, but then I'm going to have to throw in other things as well. And that's fine. It's however you want to interpret it. So if you are able to pick a letter and do only things that start with that letter, that would be awesome. If not, no big deal. So my letter is the letter T, and some of the elements that I chose to use, well, actually, the letter T was inspired by the photo that I had of myself. It's me at a table with toys on the table. I was doing some TV segments. I guess there's another letter T. Some TV segments last holiday season for my job, talking about the hot holiday toys, and I was always taking selfies of myself with the toys so that I could post them on social media and also kind of promote the channel that I was going to be on so people know when to watch. So this was one of them. I think this was taken in December, actually. I'd done a couple starting in October, and I did several in December. So anyway, so the letter T. So toys in the photo, I'm going to end up having the word toys in the title. I'm going to use thickers, starts with the letter T. I've got some teal color in here. I'm grabbing some Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Spray. So Tim starts with the letter T. I'm using washi tape. Tape starts with the letter T. See how I'm stretching that one a little bit? And then I'm using a stamp that I have. It ends up looking like typing, but it's actually just a stamp. So typed, stamped words, that starts with the letter T. What else do I use? I think I was trying to do like some triangles, but I ended up just getting more of like a chevron shape with one of the border strips from an old collection. I'm trying to think. Anything else? Letter T, TT. I don't know. As I watch the rest of this process video, I will let you know. We'll find out together. So I kind of had an idea of layout in mind, but I did kind of struggle because, as I said, in the beginning, I was only trying to use things that started with the letter T, and that definitely threw me off. That starts with the letter T. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying, and of course, it's like kind of off camera because I have my big kit. My big kit bag next to me, so I can easily reach for those pieces. The stuff that I am reaching for was part of my March Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit, which I don't think I posted anything about. I think I did something on Instagram. I took a photo, but I didn't do any video for it or anything like that. So maybe if I participate again, I will, because usually I do share my Counterfeit Kit Challenge kits on the YouTube channel, but I did not for the month of March. So anyway, this is the kit that I put together, and I decided since it did have some of the elements of the letter T in it, I would use it for this layout. So I actually cut a piece of paper, and I'm going to have it, it's like a ledger style paper, and I'm going to have it be behind my photo. It looks like it goes all the way behind, but it doesn't because the size wasn't right, so I just cut two strips. One's going at the top, one's going at the bottom, and then the photo's going in the middle, covering up the blank spot where those two pieces of paper do not meet. I love doing that trick because it makes it a lot easier to work with your scraps, and yeah, it's just a fun way to sort of trick people into thinking that you have a larger piece of paper than you do. So now I'm going through, tag. There's an LE Studio chipboard tag, and I really, really, really want to use it. It has the letter W on it, and it says weekend, so that totally doesn't fit, but I'm kind of obsessed with using this because I really want there to be a tag, which starts with the letter T, on the layout. So I have to do a little bit of creative thinking to figure out where that is going to go and how I'm going to incorporate that. So ultimately what I end up doing with this tag is I'm going to pop up that journaling spot which is very old crepe paper. I'm going to pop it up on some foam dots and have that chipboard sticker, chipboard tag go behind it. So it's going to be peeking out, but it's going to be covering up the W, which doesn't fit with the theme of this at all. So that's my plan. I have that figured out. But I feel like I need to add just a few more elements first. And you can see I also pulled out a few other sort of like banner stickers to kind of act as extra pieces because I realized, going along with the tea thing, I don't have a whole lot of embellishments. I was really struggling with the embellishments for this one because the embellishments that I had used in the kit they didn't really work. They were like rainbows and other pieces that were sort of like outdoorsy, or they just weren't really working. So I pulled out a couple other things. I think those banners are pink paisley, a pink paisley collection from last year, and then I'm actually going to use one of them to go behind the tag so that I'm making a little bit of a cluster going behind the journaling spot. So those are the thickers that I'm going to be using. I cannot remember what the collection of the thickers is. I have a tendency to just throw away the plastic packaging or use it for a mixed media stuff because it's so hard to get the thickers sometimes in and out of the plastic, and then the plastic rips and it's not really even holding them in anyway. So I have a lot of loose thickers. I have no idea what the collections are or what they're from, but that's fine. So I'm just, for some extra color, you can see I put some washi tape at the top. I finally got that on there. I was using a branding strip and some ribbon down at the bottom, but I finally got the washi tape on. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more color with that sort of like rainbow stripe. It's like a pastel rainbow stripe, and of course it screws up the ribbon that I have because I'm only keeping the ribbon down with the washi tape, which is Vicki Boutin washi tape. And I don't know if it's like the temperature in my house or what, but I would think that a Vicki Boutin tape would be high quality. And I'm having a lot of trouble with the Vicki Boutin washi tape. I've had it for a while. It's not new. I think I've had it for a year, but some of it is really hard to peel up. And then the stuff that peels up really easily doesn't always stick so easily. So anyway, those are my washi tape woes. I don't know if anybody else experiences the same thing. But yeah, that's the problem I'm having. So I'm just getting everything kind of stuck down. You saw that I had some banner letters that said home. So my title is going to be really big. And it's going to be Toys at Home. I really, really like that home banner. It's from a photo play collection. It was like a quarantine inspired theme, staying at home and whatever. So I really liked that, and I wanted to use it because I was playing with the toys at home. And then randomly on my desk, I had some crepe paper, one of their, I think it was Family Game Night, their collection that came out very early in the quarantine. And I realized that it had a picture of people playing Twister, and it had a chipboard sticker of a bunch of board games stacked up. And I was like, that's actually kind of perfect. I wish I would have seen these first before I started putting other things down, because then I was having a little trouble figuring out where they should go in relation to all the other things that I already put down. I don't know if that happens to you, if you're like, oh, I'm going to use these elements, and then you just like discover something else in your stash and you're like, oh, this would have been perfect if I had started with this. Anyway, let me know in the comments. So that's where I am now. So then I have that yellow hello speech bubble. That's from the Chamel Never Grow Up or Field Trip collection, one of the two. And I thought it was kind of appropriate because it's like me with jazz hands, kind of like I'm the one saying hello, going on camera. So I'm just kind of laying out my title there, toys, and then I'm going to use some small mini alphas from a Pretty Little Studio collection. I believe it was Miss Sadie Rose, to do the word at, which you see right there. So I did struggle a little bit figuring out where to put it because I had the word toys at the top and the word home at the bottom, but ultimately I went with putting the word at above the word home because there was a lot of white space there, and I didn't want the word at to be they're so small letters, I didn't want them to get sort of washed out by all the big pieces that were up at the top there. And really, like, I feel like this layout ends up being a little like hodgepodge, or maybe like a bit crazy because I am using so many elements from so many different collections, and it's basically a stash buster for me. So yeah, now I'm just adding in some enamel dots because I want to kind of build out the clusters that I do have. I like to add enamel dots or Nuvo drops or any type of small sticker kind of like in the corners of places. So I've got some chipboard pieces that I'm adding in there. I'm going to throw in some buttons. These were all part of my March Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit. They don't make much sense. They don't start with the letter T. They have nothing to do with toys, but I liked the colors, and they were just a different type of element, just adding some different dimension, a different bit of design to the page. So I just need to stick all of those pieces down. And usually I will use glue dots, but I was running very low on glue dots when I made this layout. So I'm just using my tacky glue to get the chipboard pieces and all the buttons put down. So enamel dots, buttons, lots of randomness. It's a random layout, I know, but sometimes that's sometimes it just works, you know. And I did take a look at this after I completed it, and I was like, should I like go back and do something different? I don't know. But ultimately, I was happy with the way it turned out. And if you would like to show us your layout for the Alphabet Soup Challenge Yourself Challenge, follow the link in the description box below, and that will take you to the Challenge Yourself blog, where you can see all the layouts that the other design team members did and get some inspiration from everybody else. And then you will use the Linky tool at the website, and that's how you will enter your layout. So we'd love to see what you create this month. Here is my Tim Holtz splattering, so I'm just adding in some pink. I think it's called Victorian Velvet, and the blue is, I have no idea what it's called, but it's a very light blue. It's really pretty, and I just thought that those colors, you know, they tied in well with the enamel dots and the buttons that I ended up using on here. Of course, you got to cover your layout. Don't forget to do that. And then now I'm trying to get my stamp lined up. This is a very old stamp. I prefer using the see-through, the clear stamps with the clear stamp block. But I've had this since 2006. It's from Making Memories. It was actually a freebie when you ordered from scrapbook.com. Isn't that's like a most amazing freebie, because it was probably like at least a $25 stamp set. And you got a lot. I got a lot of stuff with this stamp set. And I just never really used it that much. But I like it because I like doing dates with it. It has the months and it has the numbers for making the year. And of course I screwed it up right there. I should have done the stamping before I put it up on the foam tape, but that's okay. There are no mistakes in scrapbooking, right? And even if you were to like type, you know, remember when you used to type on a typewriter and you'd like mess up and then you'd have to do like the whiteout and go back over it? Yeah, it happens. It happens in typing. So since it looks like real typing, I'm just gonna go with it. And then below, I'm just writing down all the dates of the TV segments that I did during whatever month this was. I don't even remember. But that's why I keep my old calendars, because I can always go back and add the journaling in, you know, months later when I'm actually doing the layouts for the photos. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. You'll see the full layout in these close-ups here. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up like if you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the products used or the challenge, leave that in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy scrapping!